Hey, welcome to Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. How you doing, nerds?
How you doing this week, bud?
Pretty good. You doing okay? Doing all right?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Waiting for the nice weather to kick in.
Yeah. Until that time, you ready to light this fire?
Absolutely. What do we got on deck?
Yeah, we're going to do it more in chronological order and how we watch them. So starting off with Sunday night, episode 5 of Winning Time, Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. Episode title, Pieces of a Man. And then we're going to fast forward to Wednesday night where we had Survivor Season 2, Episode 5, I'm Survivor Rich. And of course, Episode 2 of Moon Knight, the same night, called Summon the Suit. And Picard, which was Thursday, Episode 6, called 2 of 1. We know what that's a reference to. And Halo, Episode 3, called Emergence. And to round it off, Mark and I watched yet again. HBO releases the first 3 episodes of his TV show. So we're going to cover the first 3 episodes of Tokyo Vice for you here today.
All right,
sir. So Winning Time. Wow. You know, until this whole time, I'm proud of myself. I actually resisted Googling like why Pat Riley replaced Jack McKinney. And I'm sorry to jump to the end, but it's kind of heartbreaking that happened. And I read up on it after. That's the way it happened. His wife must be terrible that she told him to go play tennis. I mean, and boy, did they like lead us on, right? I mean, you think, okay, he's going to get hit by a car. So he comes to the intersection. There's the car. Nope. Doesn't get hit by the car. Faulty brakes or his gears locked or whatever happened. And I'm like, no, not that way, please.
Just when everything was going good. Like he was starting to crack smiles, this guy.
He was. And Kareem and Magic were getting along. They won the game by a point.
They were winning tons of games. I mean, they started hitting their streaks. And it was just like, once Kareem got a hold of himself, but then, McKinney's just kind of like really going slow, and you got the assistant coach there who's just meek as all hell. Just kind of like, hey, we're winning.
Marshmallow.
Yay. Marshmallow, yes. And, as he's riding along, he's riding the Hollywood Hills, and then, fuck. And what a way to go, too. Like head first into the concrete.
Yeah.
With the blood smear. I was like sitting there like, oh.
Yeah, and it was the 80s, like we said in the movies. Of course, we didn't wear helmets in the 80s, I mean, that's just the way it was, right?
Yeah, I feel very, very fortunate because I've done this. Okay. Riding home late at night, coming back from my buddy's place, had a few beers. I wasn't drunk, but I'm in 18th gear, riding along a golf course on a bike path, and at the end of the 2 of the bike paths there's a cement pillar each. Right? I'm coming to the end of the bike path. I yawn, like my eyes are closed for half a second. I hit the cement thing and went flying over into gravel.
Well, that's how fast it happens, right?
I thank my lucky stars. After seeing this, I looked up and went, fuck, I'm lucky. That or I have a really hard head, one of the two.
Yeah. I'm still resisting Googling how Riley becomes, TV commentator to the coach, but I'm not going to Google it. But we also, in this episode, did get flashbacks that Abdul-Jabbar had back to when he was named, called Lou Simdor. He's changing his name. We got news coverage of Black people being killed by police officers. His father's a cop, there
was a lot there.
Yeah. Doesn't take kindly to Kareem changing his name, but we got at least there was pretty cool to see all those flashbacks. And I read up on this guy. This is his first acting role. He's only 3 inches shorter than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Really?
Yeah, he played D1 ball, but acting was so far. He wasn't even thinking about acting. Someone just suggested he try out for it, and he got it.
Oh, he's got the look. That's for sure.
And the temperament there.
Yeah. No. I mean, it was. Now that we got McKinney out of the way, going back to the Magic Kareem dynamic,
which was started a fight in the locker room first before they clicked.
But it was McKinney that started that little lit the little fire underneath Kareem. Kareem, but
Magic.
Magic. And
yeah,
then,
he was telling him how disappointed he was. He hasn't taken more charge of the court. And he's like, well, I'm not the captain. Kareem is, kind of like egging him on there,
yeah, well, that's just it. He got in his face and he said, hey, you're dogging it. We're working our asses off trying to get there, and you're dogging it. You're the captain. You're supposed to be leading. And it's like, like that is a team player, right? That's a team player is someone, who, if you see that, not everybody's good, you get in their face and you let them know.
Yeah, you just have to watch The Last Dance, the excellent Last Dance with Michael Jordan, to find out, how he treated his teammates. But hey, the results speak for themselves, right?
Well, I mean, treating your teammates is one way, but not respecting your teammates on the court is another thing.
Yeah.
If when you're on the field and you're dogging it, and the rest of your team is trying to push it to the limit, and you're not keeping up with that, well then, yeah, you get in their face. Jordan may not have been the greatest person in the world with his teammates and whatnot, but he was a fantastic player, and he brought it every single game. So, this is the reverse where, hey man, we're out here busting our ass and you're dogging it. Sorry, Cap. You need to step up.
Yeah. And what else?
For him, it was a crisis of faith too.
Yeah. Yeah. We also get a very young Paul Abdul finally hired as the head. Well, it wasn't really.
Well, she was in last episode too, right? She was the one that in the back that was kind of like getting all shifty and
but they didn't
shuffly,
they didn't reference her. Yeah,
they didn't. But we got a glimpse of her then, and it's just like, okay, let's follow that up. Like.
Yeah, they hired her and promised her lead girl and all that, movie stars and whatnot. Then we have the whole getting their nightclub ready, the Forum Club, and Jerry Buss is not happy with the sound, and it's deadline's approaching. And
well, you could see he's starting. He's the cracks in the armor are starting, right? Because
he kept focusing on that piece of the bar, right? That wasn't flush.
Well, you know what it is? I think it's because he didn't want to leave any mistake open that someone could comment, because he wants to show everybody, right? That's why everything has to be perfect. There can't, even if there was just a nick on the bar, can't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he didn't even achieve his goal. And he's already worried about, well, what about when I get it? Am I going to be like everything else where I'm going to lose interest and then I'm going to move on to the next thing? He couldn't even let himself enjoy it, which is when his friend came in and said, just enjoy it,
Yeah. Yeah. His mom not showing up to the game because she thinks at first I thought she was having like a mental kind of thing happening. And then it was just like, then the truth comes out. It's like, he's going to fuck it up, like.
Yeah. She says he doesn't need us when he's flying high. It's only when he's not, then we help,
Yeah.
Which
at first I almost thought she was in there with somebody.
Yeah.
She's in the robe and like, you're kind of interrupting. What are you doing here?
Old Frog was in there with someone. Yeah. Valley Field. I love her. Well, good news is, guys, they renewed this for season 2, so it's not going to be a one-off. We're going to get more of the 80s goodness there. So
yeah. No, well, they got a lot of story to tell.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think
they're covering 79, 80. This is it. There's 1 year in the life, we have all the 80s.
Yeah. So there's good, because we haven't even touched the Lakers Celtics rivalry.
No, not at all.
We've just grazed it with his interaction with him and Arbach.
Yeah. So, we want to see that confrontation on the court.
Larry Bird and Magic Johnson going at it.
Yes.
That ought to be interesting.
Rivals in college and now in the NBA.
Yeah. So no, everything about this show is just rock solid, and I like that we're starting to move around the players, not just Magic, but okay, you deep dive into Kareem and why he is the way he is. And, he wanted to make a difference, make a thing, but he didn't realize that he was making a difference by being that good at the game that he plays. And young black men were looking up to him and saying, I think that's what the head of the mosque was saying is to him. It's like, you do make a difference. You just have to see it.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of gets in touch with himself again. And man, it's just when he when he walked up, put his hand in, and you just saw the look from McKinney and let's do this. And it's just like, wow, everything goes crazy. I love those moments. I live for those moments. The big turnaround.
All right. We should get in some Picard.
I thought you wanted to do Survivor first because that was on Wednesday.
You're right, sir. I'm jumping ahead. Forgive me. So, no, you're right. Thank you. World's worst kept secret. Daniel got voted out. Or the world's worst player calls himself a lawyer. Finally, yes, his bad plays finally caught up to him. So,
he was just, the way he was talking, he was just missing a briefcase and a notepad to say, come on, we got a contract here, and this is the way we really should be playing it, and
maybe in the old days, 20 years ago. But again, this Survivor is oh boy, it's a fast, ugly beast. And we finally saw them. Each person had a hidden immunity. I had to say that ridiculous phrase. So they finally all got it out in the open.
That's all out in the open.
Yeah. Not fooling anyone, but what other drama went down?
John and Marianne, that got a little bit tense there.
Well, yeah, I mean, she is ridiculous. Like I said, I would have strangled her long ago. Someone like that. They're talking about, was it not Pokemon? What game were they? Mario Kart. How each one was better, and then. John's hacking away on a log, and she walks while you never walk in front or near someone when they're swinging a machete. And then she's, you hit my foot. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah. He, like he said, I can't yell at her. If I yell at her, I'm voted off. It's that fast that you give someone the
6'4", 260.
I mean, I get how they're keeping him around to win, but like I said, I'm really sorry to say he's going to be gone. Like, if you see the trailer for next week.
Yeah.
So it looks like Emerge, but not quite, as Jeff says. So we'll see. And
again, John bringing them back in the challenge, skin of their teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again. You had to figure he was gonna come in and pull it 2 shots, boom, boom, done.
That's right. Yeah. Painting a larger target. So he's good at shooting too. Okay.
Well, you know what? I think in certain instances, when a merge comes, some are going to want him on their team because, hey, they've been winning. We want to win now too. And if they're now, I'm wondering, are they going to merge one tribe, or are they going to merge into 2 tribes?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, if it's one tribe, then it's all individual immunity. He doesn't need anyone. Although you do need a core of 4, that's the standard Survivor play. You need 4 at least. Okay, we'll vote each other out. Then at the end, we'll turn on each other. But yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, exactly. So I can't remember what quite I think he did the same thing last season, Jeff, where drop your buffs and everyone went, yay. And you went, well, they went, oh.
Are they just going to mix them up?
Yeah, exactly. I could, before the merge, they could do, of course. Yeah. Anything's possible in this game. And we sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, when it gets to an individual immunity, like John's going to, especially anything physical, he's taking it.
Yeah, exactly. They won't all be geared towards him. Like I said, some are geared to very short women with small feet. These balancing ones I see. So they won't all go his way, but the rest of the team are going to see, the other team. Oh, we can't keep this guy around. He's too nice too, right? I mean, he's not a prick.
No. He's not. And the theme for this episode, gone fishing.
Yeah. Yeah, he got, it's funny for a guy who dislocates his shoulder and he's intentionally sitting out the challenges, right? Although you can't sit out 2 back-to-back, but still he's, but I actually read an article, Entertainment Weekly interviews all the people get voted out. And he's there, which goes, what you didn't see is that I went to the doctor each time before the challenge and I asked them, should I do this? And they told me no. But he actually went snorkeling or spearfishing because that was his dream when he first started watching Survivor, and he figured I'm probably going to get voted up soon for my mistakes, so I'm going to enjoy it. So that's the real reason he did it, but you don't see all that.
Okay. I mean, he couldn't catch fish to save his life either. If
Well,
he'd come
yeah,
home,
that too.
if he'd come back with a handful of fish, everyone with we're eating. Okay.
Yeah.
But
And when Mike says don't lose the spear, I actually thought he was going to because
I know. I
the
thought
tip
the same thing.
that's happened. I remember when Rupert's season, somebody did that and he actually found it. He went snorkeling and actually found the spear tip. But
but like to send it off and like, oops, I didn't have it strapped in and like, fuck.
Yeah, you should stay out there, buddy, because they don't.
But then again,
back.
John goes out and he comes back with a handful of fish on top of the fish they already have.
Yeah,
it's like
you do it all.
The guy's just like, everybody else is like, we keep John around, we eat. Yeah,
What about the vote at the end? It's a 2-2 split between Daniel and Chanel with one odd Mike vote, and then I'm like, okay, what stupid idiot voted Mike? And it turns out it was Chanel. But he says he looks at Chanel. I think he knows. He says, "I kept my promise," but for some unknown and mysterious reason, I guess we'll find out next week. Why would you write?
I guess my guess is that they voted they set it up as a tie.
You think? I don't know. Everyone looks surprised.
And then it was just for certain. It was just those two on the block, and they put them out. But I mean, they had the numbers to vote them out to begin with anyway.
Yeah.
So why even go through the drama?
Well, yeah. Why put the odd man out, Mike? It doesn't make any sense. But I guess we'll find out.
No, considering he's got an immunity idol.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because he has an immunity idol and he didn't use it.
Yeah, but the thing is, those two had an alliance, so I'm really curious to see what because he's confronting her when they get back to camp.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, it's it's good old Survivor drama.
Yep. Speaking of drama, let's get into some Moon Knight drama. Summon the suit.
And what a suit he summoned.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, so this is where it vastly differs from the comic, since there is no Stephen in the comic. So when Layla tells him summon the suit, he's thinking of a nice 2-piece suit, right?
Yeah. I mean, Moon Knight wears a suit like that later on.
Yeah, later. Yeah.
But I think that, just for entertainment purposes and whatnot, they kind of, wouldn't it be funny if,
well, we got my kind of like my nice Batman rooftop with the moon shot. So again, I always want more, but at least we got a good look at the crescent blades he keeps, in his chest. And
well, there's always, it's still the story to tell, right? So you still have to go through all the motions of getting people up to speed as to what, why, and how why this guy is the way he is. If you just want to jump into action and whatnot, find the video game and go play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they still have to jump through these hoops in order to, I think they jump through them a little bit faster. We discover Mark Spector's wife,
who is the next Avatar.
Right.
We find out Ethan Hawke's character was the former.
Yeah. Well, in this continuity, because Ethan Hawke's character was made for this show, so they're sort of rewriting the canon a little bit, but that's kind of okay because so far the story's been solid. Like it's not too far fetched in a sense of what could have been, what might have been, what could, that sort of thing. And they're telling it well. So so far I'm in there. I'm intrigued. Ethan Hawke's character gives me the creeps.
Yeah. Like he was the Fist of Vengeance for Khonshu, so, which, I didn't foresee that at all,
but it's all the community, everybody grows their fruit. Is that you get those tomatoes? Are those tomatoes? Those are fantastic. It's like, okay, this is very cult leader kind of creepy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the big influence here. What else? Geez, what else happened this episode?
Well, I mean, Mark, we got Steven's discovering Mark's little lair.
Yeah, storage unit.
Right?
Yeah,
the storage unit when he got all this money and weapons, and And then he kind of meets Kongshu for the first time.
Yeah.
In that creepy hallway, the lights go off, the lights go on, the lights go off. Like he's there, he's not there, he's there, he's not there. So it was. I think that was very, very well played. And just then just running into Mark's wife and trying to explain, and he's like, "Why would anybody want to leave you?" You can tell he's very lonely, right? Steven is lonely because he's all like. He has no idea who this woman is, whether she's damaged or not. She's good looking. He's like, why would I would never want to leave you? Yeah, you're desperate. That's why you would never want to leave. So it's, it's just, she's like, you live with your mother? Well, this was my mother's flat, and then the police show up, but it's not the police.
Yeah, so we get a bit of a Easter egg and to when this show is occurring. When Mr. Knight was fighting with the Jackal, he gets bounced off a double-decker bus, and on the side is the GRC, the Global Reparation Council, which we knew from the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Okay, which is helping out those families who are blipped out of existence and all that. So since
we're definitely post-blip.
Yeah, since the GRC exists, it takes place after Endgame, and it's possible it takes place before Spider-Man and Far From Home. But again, we don't really know because Mysterio was wrecking London around this time too. But anyway,
right. But like I said, for me, it's all very, very. Like I said, it's they're doing a great job putting it together. They're kind of having a lot of fun with it, and like. Just I like Steven. I like his goofiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
That just comedy of errors, lost puppy. He's the Mr. Bean of superheroes.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Actually, it's funny you made the analogy because so did I think, because basically Mark Spector is James Bond and I said, and Steven is Mr. Bean. I mean,
exactly.
I said this to myself today, like,
let me take over. And he realizes he's way out of his depth. And like, even like he starts to get a little set of balls when he gets, when he calls forth the suit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's trying to do his old fisticuffs there.
Yeah. Well, you said a suit. I thought that this looks dashing. Like and the hood and everything. And I got this. Come here, pup. And he's got the fisticuffs kind of pose up, right? And then he's just getting slapped all over the place by the dog, but no one else sees the dog, and he just looks like an idiot in the street. And then, and then they let him take over, and then boom.
Yeah. And ultimately Harrow gets the scarab anyway. They head to Egypt. So, and of course, Mark Spector and Moon Knight are headed to Egypt to head off the cult of Amit to keep them from succeeding and I guess bringing her back.
I'm trying to figure out, okay, Spector, I'm wondering if Spector was, he's Kongshu's avatar. Mm-hmm. But something happened to him and he had to be placed in another body, and that other body was Stephen Grant.
Yeah,
knowing that Stephen Grant has some, I guess you say, mental disorder or is whatnot, that they can justify him being in the other body kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm waiting to see the reveal because it's even confusing for the people who don't know anything about the comic, because I had some coworker today having to Google everything. And I said, well, it's that's not how it was when Moon Knight first appeared, but we'll see how they explain it.
Yeah. I mean, Moon Knight technically is Marvel's Batman.
Yeah. And there was a bit of everyone, I watched everything with captions, so they're calling this the MCU's first F word. But so when Mark Spector, I think so who's talking to who in the mirror and near the end, and he kicks it and breaks it.
It was Mark Spector. That's was.
Oh yeah. So Steven apparently uttered the F word, but I didn't see it in the captions. But people are swearing online. They heard fuck, but I would have I would have remarked if they even skipped the captions. I don't know. It is Disney.
Yeah. And then it ends off with him in Egypt, down in a bottle.
Yep, that's how you.
In his underwear.
Yeah. We've all been there, huh? Okay. Hangover 4. Okay. Oh man.
Showing off the rock hard abs, though.
We leave him on top of the pyramid again. Oh man. Okay.
Oh God. Oh, let's see. Moon Knight, Daredevil, Punisher, and Jessica Jones goes out on a vendor.
That's right.
What could go wrong?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. You ready to get into some little Picard?
Little Picard. Yes, sir.
All right. 2 of 1 is the name of the episode. So we find out
the Borg is born.
Borg Queen kind of got control of Jurati there for a bit. What'd you think of that? What'd you think of her cover of Pat Benatar's?
Jeez.
It's very interesting they chose that song too, because we're running with the shadows of the night. Baby, take my hand, you'll be all right. Surrender all your dreams to me tonight. They'll come true in the end. So obviously that's, I think, a direct nod. They just didn't choose that song willy-nilly. Okay. Because
no.
Turns out the Borg Queen got her to sing that song for the endorphin rush that which you get using the endorphins to, I forget how she explained it in technobabble speak, but she needed the endorphins released by Jurati to fully take over. And that's what happens.
Well, like we were speculating, could this be the beginning of the Borg? Right.
Yeah. Well, you saw that last shot, how she's going out into the city, right? Like
exactly.
How ominous.
But the thing is, can you just imagine the universal, wonder that the Borg was created because of loneliness.
Yeah. And because of Q, because this never happened until Q decided to do this, right? So
no, but the thing is, Jurati would never have given up if she didn't want to be alone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, yeah,
there was always that sort of like, because the Borg Queen was kind of playing on that, right?
Yeah, she told her, "I've looked at every timeline you're in, and you're always alone." You know, she really let her have it that way. Yeah,
yeah. So like the Borg was created out of loneliness.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine the ramifications of just that? Like the worst thing in the universe that ever got created was because someone was lonely.
Yeah.
Wrap your head around that one, folks.
Yeah. Well, not to harp on negative stuff. That's how the whole incel movement was started. But anyway, I don't want to go there right now. Yeah.
No. That's okay. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, whoa, that's a bit of a mind blower right there.
Yeah. But then again, I get caught up into the whole time travel thing of it. Like, well, wait a minute, they're, like obviously something's going to come and reset everything. So that's what I'm focusing on. I'm not trying to get into the nitty gritty physics of it. Oh boy. And she even grabbed Rios there and kissed him. I thought that was funny. The Borg Queen has feelings like that.
No, Jurati has feelings like that because Jurati and him had fooled around.
Made her do it though. She didn't want to kiss him right there and then. They're more of a friends with benefits type of thing.
There's always residual feelings. Someone that you dated, you kiss them again, and there's just a sense of a bit of a rekindling or a remembering when things were better kind of feeling. So it was easy to manipulate her into doing that. Because again, she's alone. She doesn't like being alone. He was her last. So going back to him is just like, oh, this is like a good fix. Okay, we'll take that. You know what I mean?
How'd you like the look on Picard's face when Brent Spiner shows up? Adam Sung and goes, "Picard," and just the cameras goes on his face, and he's like, didn't say anything, but he wanted to say data. He's struggling to compute quickly what's going on, what's happening here.
Well, I mean, when he said his name was Adam Sung, it's like, okay.
Yeah, but before he said it, though, like,
great grandson. Okay,
Picard.
good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, that whole thing was a little twisted and whatnot. Now, is the daughter is a result of a biological experiment.
And like I forget what number 50, 60. Like she was
something like that. Like
all the other ones died.
How'd you like to discover that? You're an experiment. What?
Yeah, and all your sisters died. You're the one that
I don't remember this.
Yeah,
no, you shouldn't. So I mean, it's painting Sung as a bit of a mad scientist aspect of things.
Yeah,
and
but
like his motivation to be successful, or is his motivation trying to save her because he loves her like a daughter?
Yeah, no, I think more the latter, because all those deaths probably play on him, and this is the one that made it so far. So he's a failure if this one doesn't succeed. You know what I mean? Like, so no, I think it's more the love than sure he wants to be remembered, and who wouldn't want to be the one and the only to find a cure or create,
Well, exactly.
More genetic anomalies. Like parents could go in to find out first if their baby's going to have Down syndrome, or and again, I don't want to get into the whole gray area.
It becomes a.
But would you if you were a parent, would you not want to know? And you could.
Well, that's just it. There's just the moral aspect of it all.
Yeah, so, but I think if science goes the way it's going and you have the money, I think if. I don't see anything wrong with not wanting a healthy baby. I don't see anything wrong with it. If you both parties are consenting and you have the money and you can afford it, I don't see why in the future, that should be stopped.
There's always somebody that's against tampering.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out next week how much tampering is going on in episode 7.
Well, we got to see where Jean-Luc is at that time.
Yeah, but now I'm more fascinated with the whole Borg Queen and Girardi storyline more than anything now that she's just a night on the town with them would be a whole episode I'd want to see, getting into trouble, a bar fight, since she's got that super strength now, like when she escaped from the handcuffs, pull, come on. With the dress she's wearing, she goes into a dive bar, get all the men start hitting on her. She just start taking them out one by one, like the Terminator,
That or assimilating them one or the other.
Yeah. Well, after she kicks her
putting
ass,
some nanos in there and like, okay.
Yeah, after she kicks her ass. Show them who's boss. All right, let's stick with the science fiction and get in some Halo.
Hang on. There's still a little bit more. I mean, Picard, nephew Picard playing Uncle Picard to Renee. They had the little heart-to-heart to get her back on track.
But that part I kind of gloss over. I know these scenes have to happen and they have to be written, but I'm like,
of course you would gloss over that.
I'm like, he wants to tell her. I love those ones. He's just dying to tell her that they're related, but he can't. But I don't know.
Then like when he's in the clinic and they put the defibrillator to him and he shorts the thing out.
Yeah,
because he's synthetic.
That's right. Yeah.
So there's those things you got to include.
Can we jump into Halo now, please? I'm begging you to talk about Halo. It should be that way around. All right, Emergence. What'd you think?
I loved it. The introduction of Cortana.
Yeah, for all the women out there and guys who like guys, if you ever wondered what Master Chief's butt looked like, this was your episode, okay? Forget not wearing the helmet. He wasn't wearing anything. And, what can I tell you? It's there. And he was digging out an implant, but still, it didn't bother me. I don't care. I mean, but it bothered a lot of people online.
Did it?
Well, of course, because, Master Chief doesn't, take off his helmet, nor does he take off all his other stuff.
This is all before the game.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's a little bit of,
No, I know, but
freedom
you have your diehard, but I'm not a diehard. Like you played it, I didn't. But I always thought the game was cool. I always thought the cosplay was cool. You know, come on, it's the coolest suit ever made.
Absolutely.
I agree. I mean, so I'm not bothered by any of that. Who cares?
No,
you know?
I'm actually enjoying, because I played the game and the game was always very one-sided on the fighting aspect of things. My favorite part of the games were always the cinematics, where you find out the who, the why, the what, and just advancing the story a little bit. So now we're in the beginning where we get to deep dive into the characters a little bit. We get to see a little bit more. You get to see a little bit more about, why John is doing this. What does he see? Why the chief is the way he is.
Let me ask you, what'd you think of the CGI of Cortana? Could it have been better, or was it fine for you?
Oh, that was fine for me because it was just like it was in the game.
Okay.
I mean, it was thing. I mean, I think they got it pretty well down. Her personality kind of like, just the interaction. What are you doing? I'm introducing myself. What do you like? It's almost like a couple. Like, you're not supposed to be doing that. Now it's quiet. Like,
okay.
that sort of thing, which they kind of do have, because she is a bit of a strong personality in the game. So, and I think that's kind of what wins him over in the end, where they become, they're very much the dynamic duo in the game. So, just seeing her kind of thing and him kind of fighting it a little bit is kind of fun. But I mean, let's talk a bit about her emergence, right? Where they're killing off the clone.
Yeah. Surprised
they brain scan, and
it was handled. I mean, I don't know. It was pretty dry, cold, like a lab, but and she didn't really. Not much fight back, right? I mean, she was scared, but she took it. But
considering she's a clone of Halsey, I'm pretty sure she was way ahead of why she was being there, and
Well, yeah, but also to make us the viewer less squeamish too. I mean,
yeah. No, there was a bit of a creep factor there where the assistant wanted to lean in and kiss her.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, that'll too. Thank God someone walked in,
That was
very
like,
necrophilia there a bit,
little bald V'ger action going on there,
Yeah, shades of Kill Bill too. What'd you think of I like the whole, the Mackie, the human member of the Covenant. I like her flashbacks. We find her on the planet Oban, a UNSC wasteland, and I didn't catch it at first, but then I thought, oh, that's probably her, and of course she's beaten and she's being burned, and then the Covenant strikes at that point in time, and I was just confused about what were they really looking for? Those the Covenant, like when they were scanning her, what were they actually doing?
Well,
why did they let her live?
It was her reaction to their tech.
Okay, she didn't
run
away or shy away. You mean like
no? It was like their sticks were glowing towards her.
Okay, so they were searching,
like the same way the Master Chief, when he touched the artifact, it glowed and whatnot.
Okay, so we don't know what makes her special yet. Then,
well, I mean, she reacts to the technology of what they are looking for.
Okay,
just like the Master Chief does.
Well, I wonder how long this search is. They don't tell us. I'm wondering how long that search went on. Like, was it weeks, months, years?
Don't know. But I mean, talk about like the dregs of humanity in that scene, where they're going to beat and burn this kid for.
Yeah,
reading a story in the garbage. Come on,
killed one already, and then first kiss, and then about to get
like I'm
burned.
Almost happy the elites took him out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. The rare time, probably the one and only time we'll be rooting for the Covenant this season.
Exactly. So, no, I mean it's definitely got. There's a lot of powerful story, and I really hope that people are going to look at that aspect of things instead of just the, he's taking off his armor, he's peeing. Why is he peeing?
Yeah. Well, and then now they've not only removed his helmet, like I said, they're getting back to that inhibitor chip. I mean, now he can feel. I kind of like that scene where he's, he sees the classical music being played outside.
Yeah, well, exactly.
He's a dog. I like that scene a lot, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like Soren had said, you take it out. Oh, look what happens. The door's open, and him, especially like when he saw the dog and it reminded him of his childhood. He had a dog, and it's just like rushes back and
rushes back, grabs the artifact, and then she calls. He gives Cortana her approval to help him, and So
when she takes over, it automatically dies. So it's there's a biosync to him. That something where if someone else takes over, it doesn't work. So it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah. And then we find out during that, when with his chip gone, we find out his planet was quarantined after being stricken by some strange contagion and then leading to his adoption, but no word about he said, what about my parents? And something about the records being lost or whatever. And so,
you got to think there's going to be a lot of cover up going on.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it could be at the end of this season. We see him and his parents are reunited. Again, this is not spoilers. I'm just guessing,
Well, I think his parents are done, but I think like he might have genetically be the one that survived that virus. If there was a virus, he survived it, and then therefore he's the strong one. So that's why the UNSC took a shine to him and saying, "Oh, let's get this guy."
And what were those things, Mackie? Those slugs? What the heck were those? There was some new kind of.
I don't know. I've never seen those before. That was kind of like.
Okay, so that was new for you too, then.
Yeah. I'm thinking, was that like a version of the Flood? The Flood being like a sort of like a parasitic. It's a parasitic virus that's like turns its hosts into zombies.
Okay. Or flat out, straight out kills them if she deems it,
Yeah, but the thing is, they didn't act the same way. They weren't slugs or anything. They was just, it's very zombie like. You get attacked enough by one, you turn into one, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of new. So I'm kind of like, okay, we're probably going to see quite a few new things. Yeah, just because they need to move the story along.
Yeah, and the other story in this, like you said, Soren Kwan is, hell bent on getting back to her planet Madrigal because of the rise of Vincergrath. Once she wants to join the rebels, blah blah blah. He winds up taking her anyway for the promise of deuterium. I guess that's a mineral or something. But I'm not too. Yeah, I'm not too.
There's a bounty on you.
I'm not too keen on that storyline until. Master Chief finds out and he goes, you did what?
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some fallout to that.
The who and the what now? You took her where?
Especially now that he doesn't have his chip in. Yeah, he's not going to be calm like he was before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets angry. That full force of that body and that suit's coming down on you.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind seeing an unhinged Master Chief at one point.
Well, I think we're going to get that because I think, while even though his training is so extensive and whatnot, I think he's going to start seeing some stuff the Covenant's going to be doing, and it's going to piss him off. He's like, no, we're going to save them. Like that kind of a thing where it's just, follow orders, return to base. No, we're going in, that kind of thing. So it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Speaking of interesting, let's get into Tokyo Vice. Did you know that the first episode was directed by one of our favorite directors, Michael Mann?
Yes, I did.
Okay, sweet. So let me just recap. I'm not going to recap the episode, but I'm saying this is, I delved into this guy. This is crazy. So this is all true what he did. This, Jake Adelstein, he really was, did the crime report, a beat crime reporter for this newspaper for 12 years, actually. He stayed. The only foreigner ever to join this newspaper, and this is crazy, but this is all true. Even from the University of Missouri, and then transferred to Sophia University in Japan.
So this is based on a true story.
This is all true. Like they're following pretty much the book, like what we're talking about. And of course, we have a bit of a flash forward there in the beginning. They're sitting down 2 years into the future with the head of the Yakuza and telling him to kill the story. But now we go back to see how he became, because I mean, man, like the studying this guy must have done. Like, were you not getting, I don't know, I was getting cold sweats about, like, not only is it hard to learn Japanese and all that, now he has to type it on a, did you see the software?
Oh yeah,
Did
no,
it not
I
make
saw it.
your brain hurt? Like that, what this guy had to learn? Like, I struggle with words sometimes. This guy has to.
The thing is, is this taking place current time, or is this, because like you said, this is based on a real story.
We're going back to like 2005-ish or 7, but still,
really?
But still, look at the software. Even then, like to learn, okay, we're like left to right. He's got to go down, up to down in Japanese characters. Like my brain was hurt, and he was kept getting rewritten by his editor. The amazing Rinko Kikuchi, who from Pacific Rim, Mako Mori, woohoo! I mean,
wasn't she also in Suicide Squad as Katana?
No, that's another Japanese actress.
Was it?
But, yeah, Rinko was. We know her from the 2 Pacific Rim movies, right?
Okay.
I mean, she's she's one of my favorites, but no, I know who you're thinking of, and her name's escaping me, but I can't think of it right now. But she played Mako Mori and what a hard ass. Yikes. And she's also
she has to be.
Yeah, not only is he a gaijin, everyone hates him and wants him dead. They think he's an Israeli spy. She doesn't get it being a woman. That whole scene of the guy calling in because he didn't get his paper. He's like, who the fuck are you? I don't fucking talk to foreigners. Give me someone else. And a woman comes on. He goes, woman, you're worse than the fucking foreigners. Like, oh my God, the culture.
Yeah, this guy's a prick. Like,
but I don't know. So far, I'm loving it. How about you? I mean,
as soon as I saw the first episode was directed by Michael Mann, it clicked. I'm like, Miami Vice. That's what this feels like.
Well, yeah, this is his milieu. Stick this guy in Japan, and he's like a Ridley Scott in Black Rain. They're the same type of director for me.
But I mean, for me, I'm watching this. And what's funny is it struck a chord to me because I have a friend of mine who went to Japan to teach English,
which he also did before he went to work for the paper.
Yeah. So she's gone through all this. I told her about it. She's like, oh my God, I got to watch this. So it's like having, she always through social media watched her go through all the things living there. Right. And she's a very tall girl too. So he's huge. So like I kept seeing the similarities, but then when I started seeing I like how the cultural differences came into play where he was trying to be, I guess you could say, railroaded at every turn, and he would come through and be like,
well, even the way they report, like, what do you mean murder? There's no murder. Did the cops say there was murder? No, they didn't say there's murder. Or the whole panty thief storyline.
Yeah,
turns out there was a panty thief. He's getting shit for every fucking thing. But yeah, oh my God, the culture.
Well, you see, that's just it. Like the whole, unless the police say it's murder, it's not murder, and then you get the one police officer saying there's no murder in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. But what did he do? He stabbed him? He stabbed himself 20 times?
But that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Right. That's a cultural thing of we do not portray weakness. We do not portray we do not have individuals that go out and murder people.
Well, yeah. And you know what the train drivers do if they're late, how serious they take it, right? That's why Japan has like the highest suicide rate in the world, which they mention in one of the episodes too. Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, like watching all this is like, it's like serious cultural immersion. And just seeing like, the way he lives and seeing how, I guess you could say, the laymen live, right? Because the shops are all these little places, right?
Yeah.
Even his apartment is this little place. His couch and his futon are the same thing. Like he sits on the floor and like he's got nothing to his apartment. Like for us, I mean, that's like, how do you live like that? I want my king size bed.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just the rules and everything. Like, hats off to this guy. Good Lord, for doing that for 12 years and being the only foreigner.
But I mean, like I said, the cultural aspect of things of, you pretty much report what the country wants you to report and how the country wants you to report. Not necessarily the government, but the culture as well, right? You don't want to cross that. You don't want to be you don't want to show any sort of weakness. If Japan has a murderer, well, that means a Japanese went crazy. Well, we can't have that. And I think you look at, and it's going to the last episode, episode 3, where he's starting to follow around the chief detective there, and he's basically tells him the Yakuza is so into everything they can't be pulled out, so we have to regulate it.
Yeah, even the whole loan sharking thing. Why these people they're like, even the cops said, well, no, that's complicated.
But even to keep the peace between the clans, right? They almost have to act like mediators to organized crime. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of thing. And then when he says, look, we want to settle this, I need 3 arrests to keep this clean.
Yeah.
And he gives them 3 guys.
2 for 1 for each bullet. There were 2 bullets, and
1 for the gun.
Yeah. And being loyal like Yakuza like they are, they just offer themselves up, and even though they didn't do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's just it. It's the whole, right? You're part of a whole. You're not an individual. So that whole thing is just really, really thing. And then like Mossad, that's funny. I think that was, they only call him Mossad because he's Jewish.
Yeah.
You're a white Jew in Japan. You must be a spy because no regular Jewish person would do that.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah, but he, but the other senior newspaper man was interviewing me. Said many here believe, Jews control the world economy. What do you think? He goes, if he did, do you think I'd be happy with what you paid me? Yeah. The guy just smiled, and one guy got insulted. So perfect.
Well,
answer.
You know what? He's not backing down, but he's still showing respect.
Yeah.
So I think that's the part that they like.
The part that I didn't think happened and he would know is when he mistakenly called his editor, Aimi Maruyama by her first name. And he would have known that after all that time in Japan, you don't address the superior with any familiarity.
Maybe.
That's probably put in for the show, but he would have definitely known that already. Even I knew that. Okay.
Yeah. So, no, it's just, the whole thing is it's all good. It really, really is all good. Like I said, the series is being produced by Michael Mann. He didn't direct the other.
Yeah, no, he just
episodes.
does the pilot there, which I wish he directed all, but whatever.
Oh yeah. But we're getting very much a taste of the who, what's, where's, and why. Like, I love how
why if there's enough time or room.
If there's enough
article.
time, yeah. But even just like when the detective and him cross paths at the house, right? And it's just like, oh, this is going to be good. And then, of course, he finds the only other white person in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, not the only white one, because he had there was one Russian girl. There was
Samantha, played by actress Rachel Keller. Yeah. But everyone's from somewhere else, right? But
she was the like in Black Rain, the tall blonde that
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
befriends.
Yeah,
but no, it's very much. Like I said, the whole culture thing is kind of like really, really shocked, especially like when she's going around trying to find a place to rent. No one will rent to her.
Yeah, I know that man, and he wouldn't rent to you. He doesn't like foreigners,
Yeah, like
Well, did you get the sneaking feeling or the horrible feeling that if someone like the person she confided in about the club is going to somehow get to her apartment and steal her money, or who's the guy watching her, right? Like near the
that's
end.
just it. Yeah, you don't know that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's very well educated, very well versed. He's very fluid in both English and Japanese. So there's definitely something there. So I'm kind of like, oh, I like all of it. Like, I mean, from the little shop that answers the phone for Jake, he's got to come down. Yeah. To like all the little places he eats. And like I said, there's all these little tiny hole in the wall places. It's like, wow. Just to get used to that kind of thing would be interesting,
Yeah.
Like even when he was sitting down with her and the waiter was trying to get them out, and she turned up, we're going to be here for a while. So start bringing food, like.
Yeah. Sorry, I just can remember her name. Karen Fukuhara played Katana in Suicide Squad. That's who you're thinking,
okay.
Right? Yeah, Karen Fukuhara.
Yeah. So, I liked it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the
thank
rest
God
is.
It'll be one episode a week now because these HBO Max are killing me with these 3 episodes for each show. Well, for me, I had a hard time fitting it all in. I did it. I'm happy, but I'm glad it'll be down to once a week after.
No, I said it was a good week. A lot of things happening. Yeah. Hard to keep it all straight.
Yes, sir. Well, we're almost at an hour, so let's not lose our listeners.
Soon we're gonna be like, and then the Borg was in this small Japanese restaurant. No, wait a minute.
Yeah. They all blend in.
Yeah.
All right, sir. You want to wrap her up?
And then on Winning Time, Jabbar was voted off the island. All right, gang. You could find us on social media, on our YouTube channel. Search Butcher Bay Rejects. You can find us on Twitter at Bay Rejects, on Facebook at Butcher Bay Rejects, as well as at Butcher Bay Rejects on TikTok. You could also find us on our website, butcherbayrejects.com. And also you can find us on all the podcast platforms, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Alexa TuneIn, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Pandora. This has been Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. See you next week, nerds.
Take it easy. Bye.